Looks can play a very important role in Warframe. And if it was just down to looks, then the Sybaris Prime would have most competitors beat. Hey guys, hello and welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar, and today we're gonna be diving deeper into this Mastery Rank 12 burst rifle. I have a couple of builds laid out for you guys, something cheap and affordable, something anybody can get into, but we also have an endgame setup with a Riven to check out some quote-unquote endgame potential. Even though the weapon mastery lockout is 12, I will still be keeping my new player-friendly approach. So if you're a veteran of the game, please have a little patience. And with that out of the way, let's jump into the Sybaris Prime. First of all, let's check out how the weapon behaves without any mods equipped. And I'm going to be taking 25-30 meters away from the wall and I'm going to start spraying. As you can see, it is a burst rifle and it will fire 2 bullets in rapid succession. Now, because of the recoil, the aim kind of climbs upward like this, and the second bullet definitely is nowhere near the initial target. Now, this can cause problems. Over on the wiki, if you list the advantages of the Sybaris Prime, they will say negligible burst spread with low recoil. I respectfully disagree. This is what, 10 meters away from my target, and if I go for a dead headshot, only 1 bullet hits the target. You see that? In damage numbers. If I adjust my aim roughly to around his beard, again this is 10 meters, then both bullets will hit the target. This is not something that I would call negligible burst spread. In any case, let's jump into stats and see what exactly are we dealing with. First of all, mod capacity is 60 out of 60, and if your Sybaris Prime only has 30 out of 30, then jump into actions and plug in an Orokin Catalyst. The Orokin Catalyst can be found from alerts, invasions, especially after a dev stream, or you can get it from the daily sortie, or you have the option of paying 20 plat for it. My weapon has been formatted a total of 4 times, but this was done for the purpose of testing. For the weapon build I'm gonna be recommending you guys, 2 should be more than enough. By default, the Sybaris Prime comes equipped with 3 polarized slots. You have 2 dashes, or Naramon, okay, one over here, and you also have a V or Madurai over here. I just redone this one because it was the smartest choice at that time. The accuracy on the Sybaris Prime is quite nice at 25, and again, you're gonna be able to get some nice long range shots out of the rifle, at least for the initial bullet. Critical chance is absolutely awesome at 30%, and when it comes to burst rifles, it is only second to its little brother, the Dex Sybaris. Critical multiplier is 2.0, which is decent, fire rate quite nice at 4.72, and you will have the option of fanning the hammer. Magazine is 20, however you do consume 2 bullets per shot, so you're only gonna get an effective magazine size of 10. Reload speed 2 seconds, which is decent, could be a bit better. For example, the Dex Sybaris has a lower clip but a reload time of 1.4. Riven disposition is 2 out of 5. Just keep in mind that this Riven disposition is tied into the entire Sybaris family, so the Rivens will be decent at best. Status chance is 25%, which is quite decent, and I did all the research I could. It would appear that the status chance does not get divided among the bullets, simply because they are not fired at the same time. Trigger burst, of course. And when it comes to the default damage, we got impact, puncture, and slash is the highest, but only by a small margin. And it's the highest damage dealing burst rifle from the Sybaris family. That being said, it's time to slap on some mods, and of course, as per the usual, we're gonna be starting off with damage. Serration is mandatory on mostly any rifle build. When it comes to heavy caliber, this is gonna be a bit subjective and up to you. I do not recommend heavy caliber without attending to the recoil of the weapon, simply because with heavy caliber on, you're even gonna get more weirdness out of the bullets. Sometimes they even go to the side. I honestly believe that the Sybaris Prime is not equipped to handle heavy caliber, but if you think otherwise, then by all means go right on ahead. I just hate the accuracy loss for this weapon. That being said, let's move on to crit and crit damage, because as you saw there, one of the stars of the show is the crit chance and the critical damage. Point strike is going to be mandatory 150% crit chance, and you're going to be pumped up to 75% total crit chance. As for crit damage, you should know this one by now is Vital Sense, and it will offer 120% critical damage. These are not your only options when it comes to crit chance and crit damage. You have the Argon Scope, which currently still is very expensive. This is an event only mod, and currently, at least on PC, it goes around between 200 and 250 plat over on the trade chat. When it comes to critical damage, you have this mod Bladed Rounds, on kill 120% crit damage while aiming for 9 seconds. So basically it offers the same amount at Vital Sense, but it's while aiming and it's an on kill effect. We're gonna have these mods on the weapon a bit later. For now, we're gonna build up a straight, cheap and effective elemental build. Now that we got our crit and our crit damage, it's time to get some multi-shot. Multi-shot probably the best thing you can slap on to the weapon. Split chamber will offer the standard 90% multi-shot, and we're also going to be adding vigilante armaments, which will add another 60% multi-shot, and the set bonus. The set bonus, 5% chance to enhance critical hits from primary weapons. Is it worth on the Sybaris Prime? Well, you do have a very good critical chance. Just keep in mind you're not really firing all that many bullets. The bullets hit hard, but they're not that many, which is one of the reasons why multi-shot is specifically powerful on this weapon. The point is, you're not gonna see a lot of crit ups from vigilante armaments, but the 60% multi-shot makes it worth equipping. Next, we should be looking towards amplifying our damage with elemental damage. And elemental damage should be applied depending on where you're going, who you're fighting, and what kind of a build you're going for. Initially, we're gonna go for a straight off damage elemental build. We're gonna take the example of the Grenier because these are the toughest targets in Warframe. When it comes to Grenier, your safest bet most of the time is going to be corrosive damage, which is the combination of electricity with toxin. When it comes to adding elemental damage to a weapon, you have the following option. You can either go for the 90 mods, which will provide a bigger damage increase, or you can go for the 60-60 mods, which provide less damage, but a very good chunk of status chance. Throughout my entire testing, the 60-60 mods always performed better, almost no matter what build I went for. So we're gonna be slapping on high voltage for electricity. As for toxin, is going to be malignant force. Malignant force is fairly easy to obtain. This one drops from corrupted vor in the void, and it's worth at the very maximum 15 plat. High voltage is a bit of a different story. Now this one can be farmed from the mission Elgar on the planet Eris, and it's currently worth, at least on PC, 30 to 40 plat if you can't be arsed to farm. The farming is quite extensive and, to be honest, a bit grueling, so if you don't want to farm this one, I totally get it. As for our last option, you can go for a couple of choices. You can go for the dreaded Argon Scope. If you guys slap Argon Scope right now, you're gonna go to a guaranteed critical chance, and that would definitely be a good idea, but more for a bleed build. What I recommend for an elemental build, and which will prove the best results, will be further amplifying the elemental combination you have already made. In our case, we got corrosive, so we're gonna slap on either more electricity or more toxin. With the Stormbringer, or what was the toxin one? Infected clip. Yes, so either of these two do, it doesn't really matter which of the two, because it will simply wash into the elemental combo of corrosive we made earlier with high voltage and malignant force. And now that we got our initial build, we got 1.3k corrosive damage. That's a lot. Status chance is 86%. Just keep in mind that that is with the 60-60 mods and a ton of multi-shot from split chamber and vigilante armaments. We're gonna be spawning in Corrupted Heavy Gunner level 115, and I'm simply going to be fanning the hammer at maximum speed so you can see the fire rate in action. And it can jump through targets quite nicely. Normally you can take out one of these guys in about 7 shots. If you get a little lucky with vigilante armaments and a crit top, you can take one of the shots off. Just please take note of my aiming. I'm not going for dead headshots, I'm kinda aiming more towards their beard area. Let's go one by one. 1, 2, very nice corrosive effect, 3, stop moving, 4, 5, 6, there you go, a little bit lucky there. Now I want to exemplify where the multi-shot is on this one. I'm gonna take a couple of free shots so you guys can see. The multi-shot bullets are always after the initial one. This is my initial shot, and this is where all the multi-shot went to. With this amount of multi-shot on the weapon, you're gonna be firing maximum 4 bullets, and they will all follow the second bullet, so there is that to take into account. Now this is a standard elemental build, and it does decently well. However, where the Sybaris Prime shines is with a bit of a different build, which is what we're gonna be checking out next. I kept my mandatory mod, so we still have Serration for the damage, Split Chamber for the multi-shot, Vital Sense for the crit damage, and Point Strike for the critical chance. However, the heart of the build, and you probably saw this one coming, Hunter Munitions, plus 30% chance to apply slash status to an enemy on critical hit, and we have a high critical chance of 75%. Next, we're gonna be keeping our multi-shot through vigilante armaments. This one allows us to have 4 bullets theoretically on a target, therefore more slash. It's a well-known fact when building a weapon for slash, either through hunter munitions or the weapon's innate slash mixed together with its status chance, it is a smart idea to build viral. What viral will do is decrease the maximum health of an enemy to 50%. So in a way, your slashes will be dealing double damage, and it's gonna work great as long as the viral application doesn't slip off the target before it dies. In order to make viral, you're gonna need cold mixed together with toxin. And of course, the same old choice as always, the 90 mod or the 60-60 mods. Normally, when you build a weapon for viral, you don't need 1,000 applications on the target, you just need one good one. When you build a weapon for corrosive, multiple applications will help because it will lower the target's armor, so your subsequent shots will be doing more and more damage. With viral, that is not the case, so normally you build it with the 90 mods. However, in the case of the Sybaris Prime, the 60-60 mods constantly perform better, and I'm going to explain why that is. So, Malignant Force mixed together with Rime Rounds. Rime Rounds drops from Lua Spy mission. Check the cards now for a full guide on how to farm. In any case, back to our conundrum here. We put on the 60-60 mods, and by doing so, we achieve two things. One, consistent viral procs on the target, which with the 90 mods was a semi-issue, not entirely, but we also raised our status chance, and our slash value is still second highest after viral. So we're gonna be getting more slashes on the target, and now our viral proc will be more consistent. And you guys can go on ahead and test it if you like. Even with Prime Cryo rounds, the 60-60 mods still perform better. So that's what I'm gonna be recommending. Let's clear off the targets, respawn so you can see what this build can do. And it can take out a target in 4, maximum 5 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's gonna be plenty. Viral application, slash is going wild, and it's absolutely nuking the target. 3. Just 3 shots on this one. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And of course I can fan the hammer as well and put on more slashes into the target. Sometimes, even with the 60-60 mods, the viral application is not all that great. Keep in mind that the Sybaris Prime doesn't fire 1,000 bullets. This is no automatic rifle. You're still firing 4 bullets per shot maximum with this amount of multi-shot, which is why it's important to have a consistent viral application on the target. Look at that. Even with the 60-60 mods, I had a couple of cases, very rare, it's true, where the viral application simply didn't help me. 1 shots, 2, 3 shots and still no viral on the target. 4, nothing. 5, nothing. 6, nothing. 7, nothing. 8, nothing. You see what I mean? And this is with the 60-60 mods. And this kind of bothered me. I don't like to recommend inconsistent builds. And this guy's going down, no problem at all. In any case, this is the version of the build that worked the best for me, and this is what I'm recommending to you guys. None of these mods are expensive or hard to get. Shouldn't need to farm up more than twice. This is my recommendation to you guys. That being said, I have one more version of the slash build, however it includes expensive mods. Argon Scope, we're gonna put on Argon Scope, and by doing so we are guaranteeing our critical chance, and therefore each and every bullet that lands on the target has that 30% chance from hunter munitions. Now that we got a higher crit chance, let's go for more crit damage with bladed rounds, and we're gonna forget about viral entirely. 120% crit damage, the same amount as Vital Sense. So you see what we did here. Basically this is the stomping ground for a slash build. More crit, and of course more crit damage. The crit damage will help with the values of the slashes, and Argon Scope will give us not only more impact damage because more crits, but it'll also give us more chances of hunter munitions. And also, because we don't have viral anymore, our slash is the highest out of all the other damage types. So let's test it out. I'm not recommending this one, I'm still recommending the other one, because this one proved to be a little bit flaky, but it was the only one that at times consistently took out targets in 3 shots. Now first we're gonna have to kill a target to get the effect of bladed rounds, because that is a non-kill effect. Are you dead yet? You're dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, not as good, is it? No, definitely not as good. I still recommend the one with the 60-60 mods, but this is an option if you don't like to depend on the viral, because at times having to depend on that stupid viral really kicks you in the butt. You do have this option, however it does include Argon Scope, which is quite expensive, and bladed rounds. Not my favorite build and not my recommendation, but I thought I should showcase it to you guys anyway. And well, that's pretty much gonna do it. Let's switch to something with a bit more power, a lot more power actually, a Riven setup. And as you can see, I kept Malignant Force because the Riven helps me to make viral damage. It has multi-shot, crit chance, and gold. This is what I would call a decent Riven. Rolled 37 times, and this is the best I could get. Other than that, nothing really changed. So basically, all that I did is swap out the cold one of the 60/60 mods, doesn't matter, for the Riven. And let's see what kind of a difference do we get like this. Clear the targets, resimulate. Normally a build like this, maximum 3 shots on the target. 1, 2, 3. Higher critical chance, look at that, no problem at all. Multi-shot means more bullets on the target, so therefore more slash value. I got my viral application, and we're gonna fan the hammer just so we can put a lot of slashes into these guys. The build is a bit better with the Riven. To be honest, I don't really recommend you going out and getting a Sybaris Riven, not because of the price. The price currently you can get one on roll for about 50, 70 plat, something like that. The problem that this bow is fairly low, so you're not gonna get those crazy Rivens. But if you love the Sybaris Prime, then absolutely go for it. Or the Dex Sybaris as well. When I take a look at the stats between the Sybaris Prime and the Dex Sybaris, I was sure that the Sybaris Prime will be the winner in that clash. However, now after so much testing and considering the negatives of this weapon, I'm not entirely sold anymore, and I'm gonna have to check out that weapon as well. In any case, let's supercharge. We're gonna switch to an actual build for Mirage, and we have Rifle Amp, 27% extra damage. This is an aura, it will apply to all of your party members, and it is stackable. I'm not quite sure what this one draws. It does cost 10 to 15 plat over from the trade chat. I believe you can get it from alerts, if I'm not mistaken. As for arcanes, because these are way more important, first of all, Arcane Rage. On headshot, 10% chance for plus 120 damage to rifles for 16 seconds, and the usual +1 Arcane Revive. This one drops from the 3rd Eidolon down on Cetus. If you guys are at least Mastery rank 12, you should get into Eidolon farming. Just remember to build a radiation for them. And the second one is Arcane Acceleration. Not a big fan of this one on the Sybaris Prime, but it still will get the job done, and it does prove a DPS increase. On critical hit, 20% chance for plus 60% fire rate to rifles for 6 seconds, and this one drops from the 2nd Eidolon down on Cetus. R3 for Arcane Acceleration goes for about 80 plat, and Arcane Rage goes for a lot more than that. So by all means, check out the prices over on Warframe Market before attempting to purchase or sell these. Now we're gonna activate Mirage's first ability, which gives us Clone, and her third ability for a massive 514% damage increase. And take a look at this, 1 and 2, and you're dead. It can even take out a target in a single shot if I get a little bit lucky. Oh my god, those slashes, look at that. Absolutely bloody glorious. Can you ask for more than that? Taking out a target of this level with 1 to 2 shots, I think it is absolutely bloody glorious. Of course, when you're doing this few shots, you might not get the viral, but do you care anymore? When you get this amount of damage, you don't really care that much in any case. As for my conclusions to the Sybaris Prime, this is a beautiful weapon. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's an absolute beautiful weapon, but when it comes to the other options you have, even around Mastery rank 12, it's not a bad weapon, it's a great weapon, but I still wouldn't call it a heavyweight, not considering what other options there are. And in the near future, we're probably gonna do a Dex Sybaris video as well, because I really want to put these two one versus the other. In any case, that's gonna do it for this build guide. Hopefully now you know everything you need about the Sybaris Prime and how to build it. In case I missed something, because I'm human, by all means leave it in the comment section down below. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. If you have any feedback for me or would like to request a specific weapon review, then by all means leave it in the comment section down below. I give you my word, I will read each and every comment. But until next time guys, bye bye!